Welcome to the Ghost N.E.A.R show, where we explore and investigate paranormal-related topics. I am your host, Keith Johnson, and as we begin, I do want to give a shout-out to our studio manager who has been with us since the start of Ghost N.E.A.R, and he is moving on to other things now, but he's been with us, like I said, from the beginning, so I really would like to give a hand out to Rick Dorman. Thank you, Rick, for all you've done for us, and wish you good luck in your future journeys. Now, my guest today is of the spooktacular type. He is the host of Haven Horror Show. I don't know if I got that exactly correctly, but Haven Falls Horror Show, right? Okay. And his name is Octavian Hallow. You may have seen him before. Please welcome my special guest and good friend, Octavian Hallow. Gee, I'm so psyched to have you here. I really am.
I was glad I was able to fly by.
That's always good. That's always good, you know. And I've always, and we're actually going to be doing things a little bit differently today. I'm going to be interviewing Octavian, but he's also going to be interviewing me. See, this way we combine our shows together. So that's a good adventure, very good adventure. So I've always had a real affection for horror show hosts of every kind, and past and present, and of course, we have a mutual friend in Chuckles the Evil Clown, and you've made some appearances with him. Mm-hmm. Great guy, and he does a new show every time, so that's a lot of pressure to do that. A lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure doing the Chuckles show.
Oh yes, there is. There really is. So tell me about your own format there.
I tend to do things a little different. You know, we kind of go with a scripted and heavily with special effects. And not just in the hosting part, but in the film itself. The thing is with horror hosts, we're kind of limited to what we're allowed to show. We have to stick to the public domain.
Yes, yes.
So we've all pretty much used the same thing over and over. So I try to make things a little bit different. So I have a little fun and take a little bit of liberties with it.
Well, that's cool. That's always good to do that. And of course, we remember F. Gary Newton, a.k.a. Simon Sanctorum, and I remember that, gee, when I was back in high school. You turn on late in the weekend, and you'd see him on. It was very late, and you're trying to keep awake, but it's worth it to watch his shows.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
It definitely struck a vibe in the eerie late night.
Yeah, he attracted my attention right away. He had that Oliver Reed kind of persona to him, you know. Devoted.
Yes, he was like a Shakespearean performer.
He was. And he'd have the goblet steaming and everything. Simon says, drink! He'd have the dragon in the box and things like
devoted.
Yeah, devoted, yes, devoted. So, tell me the history of Octavian Hallow.
Oh, as I mentioned, Octavian kind of came to me in a dream when I was a teenager. And instead of being frightened, as you would mostly from a horrifying experience like a Freddy Krueger or something like that, I actually woke up very entertained and very enthralled. And I'm like, yes. So
wow.
I was a bit of an artist in my youth, so I started drawing pictures of what I experienced. And he just kind of evolved and kind of remained sort of like a side alter ego of mine for many years.
So how did the character evolve into doing actual television and hosting the show?
Oh, just with time, I just... having experience with music and doing some theater and and art and film editing, I just wanted to find a way to merge it all together. And locally, we have great shows like the Chuckles and Laugh shows, and Penny Dreadful from Chilling Shockers,
good friend Penny Dreadful,
Scarewolf from Saturday Fright Theater out of New Hampshire. And just in the background, I just think that they kind of snuck up on me, kind of like, hey, let's try this out.
Right. Now, Octavian Hallow is a ghost, centuries old, and a wizard, necromancer of sorts.
Yeah, sort of like almost like a shaman or a sorcerer. He was a protector of a coven, witch's coven, that had a very specific duty to protect artifacts from outside people. So they watched over this, this dagger, and he watched over them. And over time, he, kind of evolved.
And the closer you get to your physical remains, the more solid you become, right?
Yes, yeah. During a little conflict I had back in the 17th century, where it cost me my demise, but the Covenant were able to capture my essence and put it into the familiar of an owl. So I was floating around in the form of an owl for years.
Well, I like the horns very much. I always like them.
Well, that was a prize for my conflict with the other entity. That's how Octavian acquired a lot of his abilities, is through the scalp of this demon, I guess you could say.
Yes, exactly. And of course, you're a very, very talented actor and musician too. Yeah. You do original compositions, very, very fine compositions. I admire them very much.
Oh, thank you. I think you'll find with a lot of people that do this kind of thing, they have their hands in a lot of other stuff that they bring to the table, like music. A lot of them are semi or professional, former professional wrestlers.
Yes. Like Chuckles, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chuckles. Halloween Jack, other people like in other parts of the country. Former wrestlers. A good buddy of mine named Slash Cooper. He's a former wrestler.
Wow.
Not me.
No, we're still in one piece.
That's right. Well, I hope. I still haven't found my remains yet.
Right. That's true. Piece by piece, right?
Oh.
Right. Disembodied.
Piecemeal, yeah.
So tell me about the paranormal aspects. Your interest in investigating the paranormal?
Well, that kind of was on the side. I've always had that interest. My family growing up, my mom especially was very interested in the occult. And there's some things in our past and history, just little things like all families do, have little stories and unexplained things that happen. So we kind of grew up with that. We were watching Gary Newton on things like that. But as far as like ghosts, when Amityville Horror came out, that really struck a lot of, because of course I was a lot younger then, but actually thinking everything you're seeing was real or at least possible.
Right.
It just really piqued my
interest. Based on a true story, like The Conjuring.
Yeah.
But I remember when the Amityville Horror first came out, people lined around the block to get in. It was just so popular.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course they couldn't repeat that popularity because, of course, after that it was the Mighty Dollar and pushing to, and you got ridiculous storylines after that. But
yeah, and I actually knew three people, real people who were actually involved in that case. Personally, I was never involved in it, but I know three people who were. Ed and Lorraine Warren, of course. And
I may have heard of that.
Yep, and George Lutz, a very, very nice guy.
Oh, he was the, you met George. He was the owner.
Yeah, George Lutz, he was a very, very nice guy. Yeah, met us immediately, offered to buy us a coffee and everything like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of debate on whether that was real, but it's hard to...
Yeah, not being there, I had to form my own opinion. My personal opinion is that some of it was real, and of course a lot was wound up being sensationalized, but I do believe that the basis for the story is in reality. I mean, it was a horror anyway, what happened in that house.
Definitely. But of course, Hollywood always has to put their take. They got to make it entertaining.
That's right.
Even our ghost shows. I mean, we make them a little entertaining, not to belittle the subject to the matter, but just to keep things interesting.
Right. And by the way, Sandra could not join us today, unfortunately, but she does send her regards, and she is a fan as well.
Awesome.
She really admires you.
That's fantastic.
Find you very entertaining.
Well, right back at you guys. I've been a big fan of you guys for a long time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much. That's quite a compliment coming from you. I appreciate it.
I'm still waiting for book number 4.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm working on it. Believe me. It's so easy to get distracted and not discipline yourself. But
understood.
Yeah, Sandra can be my disciplinarian too. So that's good. You need that. You really do need that a lot of times.
The right kind of disciplinarian.
Yes, right. So do you remember Famous Monsters of Filmland, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You must be a big fan of that. Forrest J. Ackerman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Basil Gogos. I probably said his name wrong. The artist.
Yes,
a lot of the
yes. Wonderful artwork, wonderful artwork. I remember my mom, I pleaded, so she got me a subscription to that way back when. And I was so grateful for that.
That's like gold.
Actually, he couldn't wait for the magazines to arrive in. Forrest J. Ackerman was actually in communication with H.P. Lovecraft.
I think I have heard that,
Yeah. And H.P. Gave him some very, very good advice on writing and publishing. He wouldn't take his own advice, but he was very good at giving advice. H.P. Lovecraft was. But I guess Forrest J. Ackerman, first, I guess he kind of criticized him a little bit, and H.P. Lovecraft just very, very nicely just whittled him down very, very, very nicely, in a nice way. And but he apologized. And I can't tell you what an admirer I am of you, Mr. Lovecraft. And he just like page after page of it, this kind advice and helping him out. Anything I can do for you. So.
How can you not love Lovecraft?
That's right. And especially since he's a relative of mine, as you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, blood relation and. If he was alive today, we'd be second cousins.
Wow.
He'd be a second cousin to my brother Carl and I.
Yeah. And Carl does readings by his...
Yeah. My brother Carl does the tribute to him, does a lot of tributes, and to Edgar Allan Poe as well. And of course, you are a Poe fan. Yeah. I'm just a Poe boy from a Poe family. But yeah, my brother puts on those really, really spectacular events and everything like that, which I hope you will participate in now that things are starting to get back to normal. At least I would hope you will participate in some of them in the upcoming future.
Oh, just drop me an EVP.
Yeah.
I'll be right down.
Very good one. Yep. So tell me some of your adventures. How long have you been doing this now?
I broke ground in 2015. That's when I first brought my first broadcast, which was in Attleboro from the cable access channel there, WACS. And I did that for about a while. Mutual friend of me and Cody's, Emily, she kind of steered me, Emily Johnson from Emily's Garden, she kind of helped and she kind of steered me towards another outlet that kind of allowed other people throughout the country to pick up the show. And then the following year, also that first year, Charles, he reached out to me and invited me, and that was my first collaboration with another horror host, and that was very enjoyable. I didn't know what I was getting into, and
right, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but the end result was always fantastic. And he's just such a great guy. You know? He's one of my favorite people.
Great.
And then eventually I discovered that there is a whole bunch of horror hosts out there kind of joining in a few different outlets, a few different like streaming channels. And it's like a whole network of people. So I kind of got involved with them, and I started writing for like the webpage and doing a lot of things. I actually wrote theme music for the radio show that they do on a Saturday night. And
that's wonderful.
And contribute graphics and of course my show.
Yeah.
But I've been with them for about 4 years at the Monster Channel.
Oh yeah,
You can go find it on themonsterchannel.com. That's where you can catch my show when it airs, which, I have a show monthly.
I always enjoy it when I see you working with other hosts as well.
Oh, I love that.
You float in the little greenish blue orb there like that.
Well, an orb, a ghost in an orb. So
yeah.
and plus it solved the problem of how to actually get these people who are all over the country, and even some in England. I've done collaboration with some people in England. And to me it made perfect sense, just a ghostly orb and just pop in and say hey. So your opinion on Hammer films, the classic Hammer films? Oh, I love the classic.
You can't...
Saturday, Sunday afternoons,
You can never replace them.
Yeah. Of course, we all love the original Universal
monsters.
And
they evolve from there and everything.
And I think they're a fantastic complement to those original films.
Yeah, and you've got the original Universal, and all of a sudden you've got color and hack, blood, gore, and but with some incredible acting as well. Even if the script wasn't that good, the way some of the actors like Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee would handle it.
Oh yeah. You could probably just give them just an outline and just let them go.
Yeah.
Kind of like how supposedly the Ghostbusters do. You know,
Right.
just kind of let them go and just
Right, exactly.
do their own thing.
Well, you know how Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee met? I assume it was on the set of Curse of Frankenstein. And of course, that really broke away from the original Mary Shelley's concept in a lot of ways. But supposedly, Peter Cushing, they were in a trailer, and Christopher Lee came in, and of course, Christopher Lee played the Frankenstein monster. And Christopher Lee says, "Gee, I can't. I have no lines in this. I've looked through the script. I can't. I have no lines." And Peter Cushing said, "You're lucky. I just read the script." And so, they had that camaraderie, though, And Peter Cushing, it's him as Van Helsing. He just, because he played the evil Baron and everything like that, and everything, He always, in every line, every movie, "I am Baron Frankenstein." He's going to introduce himself just like a James Bond. But he was just, him as Van Helsing, it was just like kind of like that father image, that protective.
He kind of had almost a similar image with another tall, dark, scary dude named Darth Vader.
Oh, yes, indeed. That's true. Very true, very true. Yeah. So, in the paranormal, when you've investigated, have you ever run into something, a really, really dangerous situation, would you say?
I've been told when we've been doing investigations with other groups and things, I've been told there were things around by mediums, but I'm not a medium, so I don't think I've experienced it, and not knowing it was there, that takes away the fear. And that's kind of scary if there is something there, because you got to respect that. But no, never really anything where I felt endangered. The strangest thing, probably the scariest thing I ever came across is years ago, way long before all of this, and even before, I used to do a lot of investigating in Rehoboth. There used to be a lot of areas in Rehoboth. Of course, we know now the Shad Factory.
Oh, yeah, been there, yeah.
44, the roof, the red-headed phantom of Route 44.
Yeah.
But a place I used to like to go a lot, and just to go with the camera and an audio, was the old village Rehoboth Cemetery.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And
people have had some very interesting experiences there.
A lot of it was recorded in New England Ghost Files by Charles Streck Robinson. Yes. And that's probably, and that was what, the early 90s, I think, when that was released, maybe 93 or so. And that really kind of got the ball rolling, where it kind of kept maintained since then.
That was kind of like a travelogue for a lot of investigators,
Especially those that are native to the area.
Exactly. Well, we actually have a brief clip of you in action. So you're on candid camera. So, right.
Which action? Horror host action or ghost
horror host action?
Because I think we got clips of both.
Okay, all right, great. Well, we'll bring that first one up now.
This is Haven Falls Horror Fix.
Hey, Biobags, you're here with your pal Octavian, and I'm here with my BFF. That's biodegradable funny face, Chuckles the Clown. You're watching us here on Haven Falls Horror Fix.
You're a ghost, aren't you? Confirmed. That's a ghost, and I'm going to check into one of the patient cells and finish my work. All yours.
The full moon brings out the monster in you. Hello there, Octavian Hallow. I see you.
Oh! It's Octavian Hallow.
Hey, put a leash on that kid.
Saying you're getting a little thick around the wings, huh?
Who do you think we left back up the car, Boy Scout?
Down in the track. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't walk on that
I'm not as good with words as you are.
To answer up all your questions in one easy response, here it is. You. I could think of a much cooler Mr. Cooper to be hanging out with in these type of situations.
I'll let you know I feel real pretty today, and the bearded lady had a baby.
Beyond the Door is a supernatural horror film about a San Francisco housewife that gets possessed by a demon in the midst of a pregnancy. That was one hell of a baby shower.
Is that where baby
You're going to have It's not going to happen.
Let's try.
How long have you been here?
Long enough to see you get your ass handed to you by Foxy in an arm wrestling match. Why is that, Boner Man? You have an appointment at a skin replacement clinic? And a witch or two stirring some pot.
Pot? Shh. Do you want Countess Garita to hear you?
You're not here to complain about the last painting I did of you, are you?
No. Can't say I've seen that one yet. Well, I'm looking for something in an elixir.
Not just any elixir.
And we are back. Wow, interesting. You see, you're truly, truly talented. Yeah. And spooky too. Anybody ever tell you that? Anybody like actually become unnerved at you and your character? And
No, but actually, I think I saw your brother Carl in the hallway, and he was like, "Hey, Halloween was 3 weeks ago. Why you dressed like a clown?" I asked him the same thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you really need to talk to him. You really need to stop mixing prints.
That's right. That's Carl all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. But do you do live appearances?
Not that many, really. No. Like I said, I'm more of a scripted guy. But I've done things in Attleboro when they had the Channel 56 Creature Double Feature Roundup. I was floating around there. Actually, I want to ask you a little bit about your books. What got you going? What inspired you to like finally put down all the stuff?
Because I kept talking about it, and Sandra said, "Do it." Yeah. It took a long time actually, but I was talking about it. You know, we get together after meetings, and I talk about it, and which is why I started doing the show. You know, bring the conversation into the studio. But you know, I would write down things for the internet. And Sandra said, "You should write this in book form. Not little stories here and there. You should really write it." So finally, she convinced me, and that's how I started. And they're all true stories, of course. Paranormal Realities, Paranormal Realities 2, and Paranormal Realities 3. And working on a handbook of demonology right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, I was interested in demonology.
Oh,
but then I got a little nervous about it, and I figured,
it can be a very hairy subject, you know what I mean?
And really, I tip my horns to you for facing that.
I do appreciate it. I appreciate that very much.
It takes a lot of courage.
Thank you.
So you guys went from having meetings in like a coffee shop, and then you said, "This is crazy. Let's do this on a TV show." So that evolved, brought it to here. And
exactly. Without the cappuccino machine going off in the background, you know. What did you say? But that's exactly it. So that's why it's very informal and everything like that. So.
Well, I know I definitely appreciate it. I mean, especially that first one. It was just a great read, and maybe a few typos, but.
Well, our editor was having some emotional problems. I think he's retired now. At the time, really, that's what happened there. But
I think I used that same editor in high school.
Yeah. Right. Well, we have another brief clip, and we'll show that right now.
This is. I'm currently with a group called East Coast Coalition of Paranormal Investigators. They serve pretty much most of the New England area. We have people in New Hampshire and Mass and Connecticut, Rhode Island. But this was one bit of evidence that they have. I wasn't on this case, but I just can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, check this out. Let me know what you think.
Okay. All right. We'll bring that up now. And we are back. Wow, fascinating, fascinating. I love the way you guys work together, too.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wasn't on the case, but when I got a hold of the footage, actually, it was like a new member that spotted it. I guess they had the footage had gone through, of course, as you know.
Yeah.
Most everybody in this room knows, you go through hours and hours and hours of footage.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to miss something.
You find like something like that, like we just saw.
But they had a new recruit and with fresh eyes, and he spotted it, and there was absolutely nobody upstairs. And the clip, you'll see where it's like normal speed, and we speed it up a little bit. Sometimes it helps to notice things, because things may travel at move at a different speed than what we're used to.
Yes, exactly.
But I still can't explain that one.
Wow.
And my main thing is to debunk as best much as possible.
Right,
I mean,
but what's left over.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't want to be giving praise to false false evidence.
So where can somebody see you if they want to tune in and see Octavian Hallow in action?
Well, they can catch me and my friends 24/7 on the Monster Channel. That's themonsterchannel.com. And boy, my hair is horrible.
Well, it's a day like this.
And that's at monsterchannel.com. I usually air like once a month.
Yeah.
And give time to the rest of my friends. There's a lot of great stuff to watch on there.
Yeah. And I do want to thank you so much for joining us today and everything. And, you're also a hell of a nice guy. You really, really are.
Well, just so you know, being an owl, I took a big chance coming out the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. No, you're right. Exactly. Well, wish you a wonderful, wonderful Halloween. I'm going to say Halloween, but holiday. But, and...
Hey, every day is Halloween.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what goes along with it. But, wonderful upcoming holidays as well. And thank you for being here so much.
Thank you, sir.
Really. Proud to call you a friend.
Same here, and thank you for everything that you do in the community and all the people you help on both sides of the realm.
Oh, thank you. We got to have you back again. Just got to.
I'd like to bring my team with me if possible.
No, that would be great.
Or one or two, maybe.
That would be good. We'll arrange. We'll plan for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.